What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Roxy music, and we're returning to Siren, 1975. Thank you again to Seb. And the next tune in the playlist is She Sells, which inevitably makes me think of the tongue twister She Sells Seashells by the Seashore. Notice how even in slow rhythm, I still have to halt and make sure I'm going to say it right. But yeah, I suppose there could be at least a phonetic or lyrical connection to that popular tongue twister. Of course, most fundamentally or literally, it refers to a female who is vending something, though we are not told what that is. I wouldn't be surprised if the meaning is not apparent or part of the denotation of the two words, but is part of an expanded connotation of the phrase. I'll see what I can pick up on a first listen. This is Roxy music. The track is She Sells, and it's from the 1975 album Siren. Yet another dynamic and eccentric tune in the best possible meaning of those words. And a gradual fade out. Again, I talk a lot about fade outs. If it takes its time and really leaves you with this repeating indication that it's, a dynamic that could just extend to the horizon or forever, then I'm more accepting of a fade out ending. And yeah, like musically, my brain is like, it's a bit funk. It definitely had some funky sounds along the way. It's also had a bit of an Eastern feel, at least like the string, and indeed, I think there was like a fiddle in there, but then some of the that sound I think was actually guitar, so I don't know exactly the instrumental arrangement, but again, I think there's a fiddle or let's say folksy style violin that's played along the way. And maybe that was guitar, but the guitar playing in either case, it had some energy to it, but also like a vintage classic rock feel, but again more on the creative eccentric end of that spectrum. I'll say also lots of tempo changes. Definitely some more energetic parts, and then going into half rhythm, and then at the end it like really slowed down and gave us this like meandering, or perhaps not the right word, but this like slow trot of a rhythm as it came to the end. And of course, Ferry's vocals always very characteristic and charismatic. A couple points where he does that entirely unique vibrato style flourish that he does, which again, it doesn't sound like anyone else's vibrato. Like if you hear it, it's it's Ferry. It's his own little vocal characteristic, and definitely a couple of those along the way. Lyrically, I don't know what's happening. I didn't catch a lot of it, but I did catch some tidbits here and there, including some eyebrow raising ones. I heard like autoerotic, okay, and then I heard like lingerie, I think. And if the idea is she sells, then I wonder if we're talking about, female bodily forms and or sexuality marketed or put into a commodity consumer purchasable type of artifact, whether again it's a magazine or a film, or using alluring female images to sell consumer products or something. Now it might have nothing to do with that, but just the little tidbits that I caught, and in the context of the title she sells, I wonder if there's at least some dimension in that regard in the lyrics. But either way, I look forward to hearing people's comments and insights in terms of the themes. But yeah, again, I'll never stop saying it. There really is no group that has their sound or, is very similar to them. They just kind of did their own thing, and, that covers a variety of genres, as I've come to know. But no matter what styles they're combining, you hear it for 20 seconds, 10 seconds. It's like, oh, it's clearly a Roxy Music track, even before you hear Ferry's voice. And I think this is another example. So yeah, another cool one. Looking forward to the rest of the album. And again, I'm thinking, because a couple people, not just Seb, but I think Paulo as well, shared Avalon with me, and it's an album that I've been talking about recently. So yeah, it's one that I've been looking forward to, though I don't think it's the next one, right? Because I think that's like early 80s, and we're still mid-70s here, so I don't know exactly what might be between now and then. But yeah, I was talking to Vera about Avalon, and that one is, it's been waiting in the wings for quite some time. So again, thank you to Seb, but also to Paulo. So yeah, let me know what you think, and I will see you for the next one. Peace.